Today we're going to start with a simple picture, and we're going to do this. We're going to learn how to cut out text to allow the image behind it to come through. First step is to find a picture that's going to work. So searching for landscapes is a great way to go. And this one I actually searched for the term cityscape. It's important that I go to search tools and size and look for large images because we really don't want a low-res image for this particular project. And I'm liking this one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on View Image, which will provide it in its sort of largest form, and I'm going to right click and save that image. It's called Cityscape 3. I'll press Save. Then I'll click here and say Show in Folder. And there it is. I'll right click one more time and say Open with Photoshop. You can of course just open up Photoshop like normal and do File Open once you have the image downloaded, whichever works best. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a copy of the background. I'm going to grab my text tool and I'm going to go ahead and keep it white. It's going to be a real big font, and when you're looking for a font, once again, like most of our font tutorials, it's really important that we pick a big, thick font. This wouldn't make any sense with one of these little scripty, flowing fonts. So let's see what this looks like. So you got to picture and you got to think of an interesting word. I think for something like this, the word that pops into my mind is the word energy. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to go ahead and press Command or Control T. I'll hold down Shift to keep my width and height locked together, make it a little bit bigger, move it down back into place, and press Enter to finalize that transformation. The next thing we need to do is get the text we need to select the text basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down Control if I'm on a PC or Command if I'm on a Mac, and I'm going to click the thumbnail, the actual thumbnail here, not the word itself, next to the text, and you can see what happens is the text is now selected. And what I'm going to do next is press Control J. And what's going to happen is it's going to make a copy of this layer, but it's only going to, actually I almost forgot. I need to have background copy selected. So now what I'm going to do is press Control or Command J, and it's going to make a new layer from this background copy, but it's only going to copy the parts that are selected. And so what I have now is you can see it in the thumbnail. I'm going to turn the actual text itself off because the text is white and right now it's on top. And now you can't see anything because I have these background layers on. So if I turn everything off except for this one layer, you'll see that I have the words energy, and it's sort of taken a snapshot of the picture and now it's inside the font. So what I need to do next is create some form of box to have around the word energy. So I'm going to grab my rectangle tool and I'm going to draw a box that surrounds the word energy. I'm going to try and get it nice and aligned so that the same amount of space here as is down here. I'm going to tell it to have a fill that's white, and I'm going to go ahead and drop it underneath the text there. Now I can turn these things back on and I can see the results starting to take shape. So I'm going to make sure these are aligned as well as they can be. I'm going to click on the layer that has the font and hold down Shift and select the rectangle as well. And I am going to go up to Layer. I'm going to find Align, and I'm going to do Vertical Centers. And it didn't really move much. And you might think to yourself, well, it's going to throw off the background a little bit. It'll be fine. Let's go ahead and put some finishing touches on this. I'm going to select my rectangle layer again, and I'm going to grab the rectangle tool again, because I'm going to go ahead and add a stroke, which is sort of an outline around the rectangle. And right now, it doesn't have one. I'm going to click on black, and I'm going to make it a little bit thicker so we can see it. And I'm going to press Control T, and I'm going to bring the edges of this so they're in line with the actual side of the document so I can see that outline. And if I get the rectangle tool back, you can make that as thick as you like. Next, I'm going to open up the layer styles of the actual font itself by double-clicking over here on the word layer 1. Actually, not on the word, over here off of the word. And we're going to add an outer glow. If you don't see outer glow, you can come down here and find it along this list. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to click on it to open up its menu. You can see it's still set to green from my last image, but I'm not sure that makes a lot of sense for this picture. So I think what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get more of a purple to go along with the sky. And you can change the size and the spread of this glow to your own tastes. And that's basically it. It's a nice little poster.